low-fat peanut butter, full-fat peanut butter. Like if my patient is supposed to be on a lower carb diet, can you guess which has higher carb?
The most fat one?
No, actually the low-fat one
Oh,
has more
really?
carb.
Ever heard of a health detective? Where your DNA is the crime scene. This is Mission at Night. What's up, dog? Hi, welcome to another episode of What's Up, Doc, brought to you by Mission at Night. Here, we peel back the curtains of medical mystery and dive deep with doctors from every corner of the healthcare universe. Joining us today is someone at the forefront of preventive healthcare and genetic medicine in Singapore. With a deep passion for helping individuals take control of their health through early detection and personalized care, she plays a very important role at Curie Genetics, a clinic known for making cutting-edge science accessible. So, from decoding DNA to empowering patients with clarity and confidence, she's truly redefining what modern medicine can look like. Welcome, Dr. Caron, to our show.
Hello.
So, Dr. Caron, why don't you introduce yourself to us?
Okay, so I'm Dr. Caron Sak. I'm a family physician, and at the moment I'm practicing at Curie Genetics. My passion is really in prevention. So my patients who come to me, we really focus on lifestyle changes. I like to create a goal for my patients so that they can aim to improve their health rather than just sort of health screening where you go and do a package and these are your results and I'll see you next year. Yeah.
So I'm curious, because you say that you specialize in preventive medicines. What is preventive medicine?
So I think nowadays there are so many terms out there. So preventive medicine, lifestyle medicine, longevity medicine, they are all part of a whole. And the goal really is, well, for me personally, the goal really is to optimize your health. Okay, so personalized just means it is tailored to you.
Right.
Okay, so for example, if you go for health screening, okay, you choose your package.
Yes.
Okay, you do your package. Everybody does that package.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you are 28, you might not need to do certain tests.
Yes.
Right? If your family history is very strong for, say, cancer, you might need to do extra tests.
Yes.
But these packages don't do that. They are like one size fits
all. Right. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So I think personalized medicine will be tailoring it to you as a person. What are your concerns?
Okay.
So, and another example is when the patient's blood test comes back, right?
Okay.
And you have diabetes.
Okay.
But you feel very well. Your concern coming to me is not either I have diabetes. It could be something else. Like I'm very tired all the time, or I want to lose weight. Do you know what I mean? But your results show something else. Okay, but still the goal is to tailor it to the person. What is the person's main concerns?
I see.
So usually the first thing that when patients step into my clinic, I will say, how can I help you? Okay, so it's not like, oh, you're here for health screening, let's do this.
But do they have something in mind already, or?
So my patients, yes, there are some that are very well.
Okay.
Okay. So I have a subset of mostly male young patients. They are very well. They optimize. And they are doing everything they can, but they want to be better. They want their cells to be better. Okay, then I have on the other hand those who are really not well, okay, and they need intervention.
Right.
But I think it's about identifying what they want so I can help them to get to where they want to be for their health. So that's personalized. Right? Then preventive will be, I'm well, how do I prevent disease?
Yes.
So that's slightly different. Like I'm well. My labs show I'm well.
Yes.
But am I going to get cancer later on? Am I going to get heart disease later on?
Yeah, I want to deep dive that in the second part of this whole podcast recording. Right, but very first, right, let me understand a little bit more. Right, is how do you even get into this expertise? Why got you interested in this expertise?
So I actually many years ago, more than 10 years ago, I was actually working in a polyclinic.
Okay.
Okay, so government polyclinic.
Yes.
Busy, but straightforward in the sense that we have workflows.
Okay.
Okay, so very simple. If you are diagnosed with high blood pressure, this is the workflow. You start medicine, you do this follow-up, right?
Yeah.
If you have diabetes, this is the workflow.
Yes.
If you have this, you have the workflow.
It's a full-fledged SOP.
It's really workflows. So I think an example is this makcik came to me, okay, and every 3 months she comes back.
Oh.
Okay, she has diabetes, she comes back.
Okay.
And for the last maybe 2 years, all we've been doing is adding on medicine. Because her sugar level just wouldn't...
Does increase.
Yeah, wouldn't get better.
Right.
So I talked to her, and it didn't take a lot of time. It just took a little bit of, makcik, what do you drink every day?
Okay.
Then she was like, oh, I like my 3-in-1 coffee. Then I like to drink, packet juice because it's easy, that kind of thing. So I told her maybe for next 3 months, you just don't drink those things.
Right.
Okay? And 3 months later, was very lucky she saw me again and her diabetes stabilized.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so she was very happy. I was very happy. And then so that was...
The start.
The start of me realizing that I can spend time just small education, prevention of the disease getting worse. And I guess that was one of the cases that really struck me until now. But polyclinic is very busy.
Right.
We don't always have time
to do such
things.
Yeah.
But I think small things always make a lot of difference.
Yes, it does.
To the patients.
It does.
And it's actually education. They are not difficult things to do, but people don't know. They don't realize that, for example, 3-in-1 coffee has actually got sugar and creamer.
Yes.
The creamer alone has also got sugar.
Ah, right.
Do you know what I mean? Then their thinking is, I cannot have coffee.
Yes.
I say, no, you can have coffee. But with nothing else. It's just coffee.
Just plain coffee lah. There you go, guys, right? Small tips, right, for you to get, right? Coffee without sugar and creamer might actually help increase your health. Yeah. So, I mean, that's very interesting. So, what got you out of the polyclinic?
So, actually, my previous workplace, somebody contacted me and told me that, there's this job opportunity. Was I keen to explore? And at that time, I was working part-time in the polyclinic. There were some changes that did not allow me to do clinical work. So clinical work means I'm very clinical, meaning my passion is seeing patients. I love seeing patients and talking to patients. But to progress, I needed to start doing research, and I needed to do projects, and build those things.
Portfolios and all. Yeah.
So I wasn't very keen.
Okay.
But to progress, I have to do something else, right? Yeah. And then the clinic that was who wanted to hire me, that was actually my start of what I do now. My ex-boss gave me a lot of leeway to see patients and talk to patients, and really get to know patients and spend time with them. And I guess that's
the essence that we're looking out for, right?
Yes, yeah. And then I joined Curie Genetics about a year ago. Okay. Because one thing is the genetic side of it has always been very fascinating to me since I learned it as a medical student. And of course, genetics now has grown by leaps and bounds, right?
Yeah.
And also, I could continue doing the personalized preventive medicine that I really enjoy.
Yeah. So,
practicing.
I need to ask a few more questions here,
Sure.
right? First thing first is, have you ever envisioned yourself to be where you are when you're younger as a doctor,
Okay, so I actually grew up in Penang.
Okay.
And from the age of 4, I actually wanted to be a ballerina.
Oh, really?
Yes. But at about 12, 13, I realized that I would not be on stage. Okay. It takes a lot of talent and practice, right, to be a ballerina. And then at about 15, there were 2 things actually that stand out that sort of, I want to be a doctor. Okay. Number one is I watched this documentary on the doctors who volunteer on the ships.
Oh, yes,
And they
yes.
travel as SOS or something like that.
365 days purely on a ship.
That's right. And they
yes.
travel and they do volunteer work as doctors to people who need it. So that was my idealism, 15. Oh, wow, I want to do that, save the world. And then the other thing, funny enough, was that I told my parents I want to do medicine.
Yes.
And my mom said, I don't think you should do medicine.
Oh,
and of course, the rebellious...
That's interesting.
Yeah, rebellious 15-year-olds, like, you say I don't do, then I do lah. So that was, when I decided at 15 that I wanted to do medicine. So I had to study
and then there
towards
you are
that.
right now,
and
right?
now I'm here.
Curie.
But funny enough, in medical school, I want to be a surgeon.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I really enjoyed using my hands. And it was very fascinating for me. Then fast forward, I studied in the UK.
Right.
And then that time I was dating my then boyfriend, now husband, and he came back to Singapore. So I decided when I finished medical school, I would come to Singapore.
Follow him lah.
And then I did my house job. And for the first 2 weeks, I cried every single day.
Why?
It was the worst time in my entire life. I was doing calls, I was tired, I felt like I was completely drowning. Okay.
Oh, that's surprising. I mean, I never heard of... No, okay, I mean, I know doctors are tough, but I didn't expect it to be that tough.
It was for me. I think also culturally, I didn't study in Singapore.
Right.
I didn't really know many people here. The work was tough.
Yep.
And I'm thankful I got through it. But at the end of my first posting, I told my then boyfriend, I said, I don't want to do medicine anymore. I want to quit this job. Okay, then it moves on. So just dong lah. I mean, you just grit and go.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
and it got better. Okay, then we got married, and then I got pregnant. Second, third year out. And then actually I stopped working for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have 3 kids.
Wow.
And so I was there to bring up my kids.
Wow, that's a huge sacrifice. That's why I say mothers are the biggest sacrifice. Let go of career for 8 years, right? Yeah. So to your husband, please appreciate her. Yeah.
Yeah. So by 6 years out, 3 kids later, my husband said to me, I think you need to go back to work because you're going to kill somebody. Then I was like, okay. So it took me 2 years to get back. For various reasons, because I have to do CMEs,
Right.
I had to find a job.
Yes.
And I didn't want to go back to hospital to do calls. So an ex-boss who, because I worked in a polyclinic before, so he interviewed and he said, okay, come and join. Yeah, so I was at Clementi Polyclinic, and it was actually one of the best working times of my life.
Right.
And other than what I told you just now, I wanted to stay in the polyclinic for the rest of my life.
Right.
But I think God has other plans for me. And I think because I'm a Christian, I always believe God has a plan for us. Okay,
Yes.
So after polyclinic, then somehow I got my job outside, and then now I'm with Curie Genetics. Yeah, so that's my journey.
Right.
So it's actually quite a different journey from
It
most
is.
doctors.
Yeah.
I did not, go the
normal
traditional route.
Yes.
So as a student, you ask me, would I see myself doing family medicine? No. But do I love what I'm doing now? Absolutely.
So let's deep dive to what you love doing now, right? And just like you did mention, on preventive medicines, on people who are very healthy, people who are not very healthy. So I'm curious, right? First question here. Does it apply to all ages or only a particular age band?
I think health applies to all ages. We want our children to be healthy. We want our parents to be healthy. We want our spouses to be healthy. We want to be healthy at every stage of our life. Prevention actually starts young. Okay, so bad habits start young too, right? Smoking, drinking, that kind of thing. And I think if you can, but as a young person, you don't think about these things, right?
Yes,
You're just enjoying life.
Yeah.
But what is important is actually not so much what you're doing, but maybe primary care. Like from young, you should have a primary care doctor. right? Whether it's a GP or usually it's a GP.
Right. So I think most of our audience out there, they don't understand what does a primary care doctor do, right? And what's the importance of a primary care doctor.
Okay, so in Singapore, primary care doctors are our GPs. Okay, so we tend to view GPs as our go-to when we need MC or cough and cold. Okay, but actually GPs, and with the healthier SG movement, GPs should be more. They should be the person you go to for anything, for any advice on your health. How do I stay healthy? I have this problem. How can I overcome it? Yeah. And primary care should be that. And then if you have issues, then your primary care doctor who knows you the best will then refer you on to specialist care. Right. Okay, I think that is quite ideal, and that's probably what the government wants to promote now with healthier SG. Yeah, so that really is primary care. Somebody who knows you. Yeah.
Knows you well enough, your habits,
and somebody who you feel comfortable talking to about anything.
Especially when some of these things can be very, very sensitive, right? Yes. When it comes to major illnesses or even more private matters, for the matter of fact.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, even something as simple as weight loss. Okay, because I think there's a lot of weight stigma out there, right? Oh, you're overweight, you never do anything.
You're getting fat.
Yeah, or not just that. I mean, you're overweight, so you're very lazy. Must be lazy lah. Must be eat too much. But some of them, actually, they are trying really hard, but they need help.
Right.
Then they need somebody they are comfortable with to say, look, I really want to lose weight. Can you help me? Right? So I think the GPs out there should be the people that everybody should tap into. Yeah.
So on your aspect then, what do you normally do for your clients? Because you did mention at the start, they come to you and you really ask them what do they really, really want, right? What are the common ones that you have actually faced with your client pool?
Wow, I have a variety. So I do have those who want to lose weight. I do have those that have chronic disease. So high blood pressure, diabetes, so for my diabetic patients, some of them want to eat less medicine.
Oh, I mean, that's always the case, right?
So how do you do that? It's discipline and it's a lot of lifestyle change. You have to make a lot of sacrifice. I put on a glucose monitor, for example, and that helps them tailor what they should eat, what they should not eat. And then slowly we try to reduce their reliance on medicine. But it does take a lot of hard work.
Right.
And to do hard work, as you know, you need the support system.
Yes.
And that's where I'm there always to support my patients through. Usually I go through email, so they can email me anytime.
Right.
But I can also see them more regularly if they want. But I think email is a great resource because they know they can email me.
It's easy.
Anytime. And I don't really judge them like, the last week I eat any nonsense, that kind of thing. I mean, we're all human. Yeah, so it's coming up with a plan that would work for every individual patient. There are patients who say, just give me medicine. Yeah, I really like the way I'm living now, and I don't really want to
enjoy my life. I don't want to cut anything.
But a lot of the chronic diseases are progressive. So then I also have a subset of patients who are tired and they want to know why they're tired. So
That's
it could
interesting.
Be, yeah.
So why are they tired?
A lot of times it's sleep.
Okay.
So for some women, sometimes it is they're actually lacking in certain micronutrients like iron. Then we just need to replace that and they feel a lot better.
Okay.
And then I do get patients with a lot of gut issues as well. So they're like, I feel bloated all the time. I feel uncomfortable. Yeah, I eat this also cannot, eat that also cannot. Because I think gut health is another huge area that is very interesting now. The gut microbiome. I don't know if you've heard. Like all the bacteria.
Maybe explain a little.
Yeah, so the gut bacteria that lives in our gut, it's a huge area. So your gut is all in this small little area, but actually if you pull it out, it's a huge
chain of things.
Organ, right? And in that organ, there is bacteria and organisms who live there. And, if they're having a very wild party, it will affect your health.
Yes.
Okay, in fact, it affects everything. Your mood, your skin.
Oh, even the mood.
So it's a huge area that's sort of up and coming. So it's very interesting, the gut microbiome.
Right.
But for that, usually I have to work with a naturopath. Because to change the gut, it's not just about, there's no medicine I can give you. It's how you're eating.
Oh, so you have to
managing
work with
your stress. So
nutritionist and all.
Yeah, usually I will work with a health coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that it's a upcoming trend right now.
Yeah,
Wow,
so the gut is very interesting. Yeah, so we are really diversing so many things. Then, like I said, I have a subset of young men who are well. They eat well, they exercise,
so
they
I'm
sleep.
curious as well.
So this is the area of longevity.
Okay.
So so for some people, okay, so financial health is very important, right?
Yes.
Okay, we all talk about financial health, insurance plan,
investment, and all, yes.
But have you ever thought about investing in your health? Right?
Yes.
So to me, your health is an investment.
Okay.
So the people who really want to invest in your health, I think probably financially they're already there and they have the means to invest in their health, because it's not cheap. Some of these tests and all that you need to do for your gut, that kind of thing, it's not.
So what do they do? I mean, you said
so they want to know how healthy their cells are. Okay, so this is longevity medicine. Okay, so longevity is optimizing your health where you are now. So you can have diabetes, but you want to still optimize wherever you are. So you could be 83 and still want to have longevity, and because you want to be healthy for longer and enjoy life.
Yeah, hopefully we hit 100, 110.
Yeah, I mean, but must live it well.
Yes.
Correct. So that's another upcoming thing that I'm trying to figure out how to integrate into personalized preventive health, looking at your cells and nurturing your mitochondria, which is like your factory, to be the best it can be.
So is this the same as genetic testing, or is it a subcomponent? It's a different thing altogether.
So genetic testing is very much a part of personalized health. Okay, so when patient comes and see me, okay, how can I help you? These are your concerns, right?
Okay.
On top of that, I actually do a 3-generational family history.
Three generational family history. Wow.
So your siblings.
Okay.
If they're well, unwell, what disease they have. Your mom's side of your family. So your mom's siblings, and then your mom's parents.
Okay.
Then your father's side, again, father's siblings, father's parents. So that's 3 generations.
Right.
Okay, and that really gives me clues on something not quite right in your family, auntie ovarian cancer, then cousin breast cancer, maybe one had prostate cancer, that kind of thing. And you're like, this pattern, doesn't sit well with me.
Right.
So that's where genetics come in. Because if there is a sort of a pattern in your family that sort of, gives me some sort of red flag, like, maybe you should think about whether you carry a risk too.
Right.
Okay, it's not just cancer. It's even, say, there are sudden deaths in your family. 20-something-year-old sudden death. You hear the marathon, sudden death.
Yes.
Or fainting a lot.
Yes.
Then you might have a inherited heart disease. Or say you do your first health screening at 25 and then your LDL cholesterol is 200 over. Okay, then dad also has high cholesterol from young. Brother also has high cholesterol. So that gives gives me clues on, have you inherited a risk? That's genetic testing.
Yes.
Did you inherit a risk of developing disease from your parents?
So that's based on a history, and then that's where you see whether there's a risk of it, a percentage, probability of it, right?
That's right.
But for longevity, it's more of trying to see whether or not you can actually keep healthy for much longer.
So if you know your genetic risk, okay, so very simple, your family history not so good, okay? We do the genetic test for you.
Okay.
There are actually 3 outcomes in the genetic testing. Okay, pathogenic, that means you carry a risk. Okay, negative, you don't carry a risk.
Okay.
And then there's a middle ground, what we call variance of uncertainty. This one, we treat it as benign.
Okay.
But usually a variant of uncertainty or VUS means either we don't have enough data to tell us if that gene is good or bad for you.
Right.
Especially Asian population, we're trying to build up the Asian data. Or, in the population, it's not quite right. We're not sure. So VUS, we usually consider as benign.
Yes.
Okay. So depending on that outcome, you can then decide on your health. Correct? So if I have risks,
Yes.
correct? I'm going to start now to prevent cancer. So I might have an 80% risk of developing cancer, but I have a 20% of not developing cancer. So how do I, decrease that risk?
Right.
So that's all part of preventive personalized health.
I
Correct?
see.
Now, if you don't have anything, it's a good thing.
Yes.
Then, okay, we have screening programs for the general population, people who are of average normal risk. So colonoscopy by the time you're 50, breast screening should start at 40, cervical screening starts when you're sexually active or 25. So all these need also to be put into place. And people don't realize that. They don't, because you feel well, right?
Yeah, they only do it like after 40s or when you're after 50s
yes,
as well.
Yes, and so that will also personalize it for you, correct? And then you can make choices about what you should do in every stage of your life.
Right.
So I think that's very good for prevention.
Yeah. So to all our viewers out there, right, now you have a better understanding of preventive medicines and longevity medicine, right? Well, thank you very much for that, Dr. Caron. Right. So I'm curious because I think out there are many personal test kits, right? What's the difference between those personal test kits and what you have on hand?
Okay, so things like Circle's DNA, 23andMe, very popular.
Yes.
Okay, they are what we call direct-to-consumer tests. So you don't need to see a doctor. You can just go and order it off the internet.
Yes.
And then you send off your sample and then you get this report.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the difference is at Curie Genetics, I have a team of genetic counselors, people who will go through with you pre-tests, what to expect,
okay,
the impact on you, okay, and then there's a post-test. So with whatever results there are, okay, we will run through with you what it means.
Okay.
Okay, whereas the direct-to-consumer, you really literally
just get
have a report and you're like, I don't know, what does this mean?
Yeah.
So most of the time when our patients have done a direct-to-consumer and anything comes out pathogenic, we will then advise them to do the more medical grade testing to confirm or not. Okay, that's one. So one is the test itself. Although the tests are actually pretty accurate nowadays, we provide counseling, guidance.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's very important. Any test you do, you can do. But if you don't understand it,
it's just a piece of paper.
That's right.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I think in these tests, you get these nutritional genetics, like you should eat a certain way.
Yes.
You should exercise a certain way. Okay. There's not a lot of data or medical research to support that kind of you should eat according to your genes. That kind of thing.
Yes.
So those I will take with sort of like, it's interesting.
It's
interesting. Not to say that it may not direct you to make better changes. I think a lot of it helps you to make better changes. Most of us know you have to exercise, right? Most of us know we need to eat a certain way, correct? Like take out junk food and sugar and stuff like that. So I think those reports are good to sort of guide you, but I would not take them so seriously because there's not a lot of medical data to support that kind of changes.
Would you say that those data, they are more skewed towards the European, the American side of things compared to the Asian side of things?
I think the Asian population, the database for genes is increasing now.
Right.
As more and more people are doing the tests. I think data is always important. The more people do the tests, the more data we have.
Yes.
And then of course now with the advent of AI and deep learning, we use AI to sort of look at the data, integrate the data, and then give us all the probabilities and risks. So I think there are more people from Europe and Asia who do genetic testing.
Right.
There's more data there. But the Asian data is emerging. So that's one of those things that we are also looking forward to, more data in our Asian population.
Right. Yeah. So now based on what I understand in terms of data and all, I'm very curious as well. How? Well, I think most people when they talk about preventive medicine, they talk about longevity, like what you mentioned, they can be financially well already and then they do those tests because it might be costly. Right? But what about the layman, the middleman, the common man for the matter of fact? What is the cheapest test, or in fact, what are the most basic preventive tests or consultancy they should be doing?
So, like I said, it's depending on your age, I guess.
So,
but the most basic would be at least do your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your sugar, your kidney or liver. Those are really the most basic.
Okay.
Okay. On my side of things, I do a lot more specialized testing. So I really am big into like micronutrients, so vitamin D, your B12, your folate, because to me, it makes a difference.
Yes, it does.
And I do things like an insulin level, insulin to see, even guide me on, are you pre-diabetic?
Yes.
Or even are you very stressed? Because insulin goes up with stress as well. And that affects your health because insulin is a fat storing hormone.
Yes.
If it's very high, you store fat. We don't want you to store fat, right? We want you to not store fat.
Right.
So, and I think what is most important for anybody, okay, whether you are which socio-economic class you are, is I think the guidance on the changes you can make. Okay, because that one, you don't need money to make changes.
Yes.
But you need somebody who will give you some tips like,
definitely.
Everybody eats like that. Why can't I eat like that?
Yeah,
or why should
same,
I? So, it's also personalizing a nutrition plan to you.
I see.
So for example, if you want to lose weight, there's only one way, is low calorie diet, right? You have to be in calorie deficit. How you approach that, you can do it on your own, but
yes. But is it a healthy way of doing it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think out there there's like many diets, like keto diets and all. Some of them will do intermittent fasting, like 18 hours, that kind of thing.
So different diets have different benefits.
Right.
Okay, I know people are like, this a fat diet and all, but to be honest, research has shown fasting, okay, is actually good for longevity. Okay, so different diets are for different purposes.
Yes.
If you're diabetic, it should be a lower carb, lower sugar diet, because if you have a lot of sugar in your bloodstream already, you want to not give your body more of these glucose spikes throughout the day.
I see.
Correct?
Yeah.
And then say if you have a lot of gut issues, okay, then the diet for you might be either low FODMAP diet, it's like an elimination type diet. We take out certain foods that we think is causing the party to go on in your gut and help your gut to heal.
Right.
Then we put the foods back in. So I think diet itself is a very personal thing. Yeah. The funny thing is, like, if you put on, and maybe you should try it, okay? Put on a continuous glucose monitor, even for a well person. So these monitors go on for about 10 days to 2 weeks. You can use your phone to track, okay, your sugar spikes. So I've had a patient who did it and she found that she could eat pizza. Like, she would eat pizza and her glucose would never spike. So she was so happy that she could eat pizza.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. And then I think it's a balance between the carb and the fat. As well. But then I have patients who eat apple and they are fine. But then, another one eats apple and they get a big glucose spike.
Right.
So everybody is very different. So this is the personalized medicine.
Right.
It's not one size fits all. So I think nutrition is very important. The other thing is exercise. Yeah, I think
the one
exercise,
that most people forgo in a way.
Yeah, I think I always start small. If you don't move, just move.
Okay.
Correct?
It's fair.
If you take barely 200 steps a day, then you can start with trying to get 2,000, 3,000 steps a day. Okay, which is actually quite difficult. I realize it. When I track my steps, I realize I actually don't walk that much. Exercise itself is quite complicated because there's so many arms to it. So it's not just, if I run, is it enough? Not enough. You have to add strength training and balance.
Conditioning.
So exercise itself is another huge topic.
Yes, it is.
And then if you're talking about longevity, you want to aim for good VO2 max. So the maximum oxygen that that you need for your body to be optimal. So that again, exercise can be tailored. Because I have patients who already exercise a lot. But funny enough, some of them exercise too much.
Whoa, so wait. So you mean that there is a scenario where you exercise too much?
Yeah. So then I will tell them, look, you can exercise, but you need rest days. The body needs to rest.
recover,
Yes. You
recuperate.
cannot keep going. It's actually not good for your body as well.
See.
Yeah. Okay. Then the other one that's most important as well is sleep. Yeah.
But I mean, in current Asian culture, the very competitive culture, sleep is like, I can sleep another day over the weekend. They'll forgo sleep just to work, or even the younger generation, they'll forgo sleep just to play.
Yeah.
Right? But
So
how important is sleep?
Sleep is very, very important. Okay. Because when we sleep, our cells repair, regenerate. Okay. So you really need to give your cells that time to repair and regenerate.
Right.
Okay. And then sleep itself is complicated because there's deep sleep, there's REM, there's that kind of sleep. So in the era of personalized medicine, again, devices come in very handy. So you see people wearing Aura rings.
Yes, or
and
they even wear the Apple Watch to
that's
sleep.
right. And that gives you data. And your data is important because then you know, right, how to tweak things so that you can optimize your health.
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, there you go, right? Look at the amount of things that Dr. Caron actually covers, right? It's so extensive, right? Even when you are healthy, you over-exercise and no, not a good thing, right? So it's always good for you to go and find out exactly what you really, really, really need. So now, let's go for some fun part.
Okay.
Right? Myths. Right? What are the myths that patient usually comes to you and say, hey doctor, I heard that I shouldn't be doing this. And to you it's not true. And what are the myths that are true then?
So I think one of the myths is when you look at interestingly, low-fat peanut butter, for example. And full-fat peanut butter, like regular peanut butter.
Yes, okay.
So if my patient is supposed to be on a lower carb diet, can you guess which has higher carb?
The most fat one?
No, actually the low-fat one has more carb. So reading labels is a good way to go. Again, the packet drinks, no sugar added.
Yes.
If you look at ingredients and it's got maltose and dextrine, that's sugar.
Those are artificial sugars.
That's right.
In a sense.
It's still sugar, although there's no added sugar.
They don't have the natural sugar.
Yeah, so I think reading labels is a good way to educate yourself of what actually goes into food.
Yeah.
Okay, same like tidbits and snacking.
Okay.
I think in general, if somebody were to come to me and they want to clean their diet up, and it's very difficult in the local context because a lot of us eat out and buy back, and hawker food is actually quite carb heavy.
Yes.
Usually not enough protein. So protein is always my goal.
Protein?
Yes, protein will keep you full, and most of us don't get enough protein.
Wow, that's interesting.
Okay, so meat, fish, seafood, eggs, that's protein, right? Then most tidbits are more empty calories. It's more like, you feel like having potato chips all that. And I'm not saying you cannot, but you probably want, if you're eating it every day or drinking bubble tea every day.
You need to moderate it.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And then timing of eating, again, in the realm of longevity, eating earlier and stopping eating earlier is actually better for your cells.
Eating earlier is better for yourself.
So you eat a good breakfast, a light lunch, stop eating at 3 and then no more food until the next morning. So things like intermittent fasting. I know maybe somebody out there will shoot me for this, but fasting, I mentioned, is actually good for your cells.
Yes.
The longer you don't feed your cells, the more time they have to grow, to die. Okay, so it's a concept of autophagy. Autophagy is cell death.
Right.
Cells need to die. But if you're constantly eating, the cells that need to die get activated to deal with the metabolic demand.
Right.
So then these are older cells that should die, but they are not. And therefore, they release more inflammation and stuff like that. I mean, that's a basic concept. So to actually eat earlier and stop eating is actually better for your
So I'm curious.
cellular health.
Yeah, so I'm curious that because you did mention that you should have a good meal for breakfast, okay meal, light meal for lunch, and probably nothing else after 3, right?
Yeah.
Most people will say that, hey, actually, I'm doing that. It's just that instead of for breakfast, I'm doing it for dinner, you know? So I'll eat at 6 by dinner. I'll eat probably a light supper at about 9, and I'm done, right? What's the difference for this?
Okay, so I think if you do time restricted eating, whether you do in the morning or skip dinner or skip breakfast, I think the idea is how long you have allowed yourselves to rest for.
Right.
So a simple concept is I always tell my patients, say you finish eating at 8 o'clock, okay, and you don't eat anything else until 8 o'clock. You've literally fasted for 12 hours already.
Yes.
Easy peasy.
So the timing of the food intake doesn't really matter, or it does?
The idea is if you eat early, it will kickstart your metabolic rate early in the morning.
Because you sleep at night and then there's a shorter time. Right.
But I'm very aware that dinner is a social time. Yeah, we eat with family, especially Asian culture. We all sit together and eat. Right?
Yes.
So it's very hard to skip dinner. Yeah. So again, it goes back to your goal. What is your health goal? And whether you are willing to make changes towards that health goal.
Right.
Yeah.
So another myth that I always say, you know, because we eat out and all, we drink our coffee, we drink our soft drinks, and they said, hey, actually I had my 8 liters of water already. Oh, sorry, 8 cups of water, not 8 liters, 8 cups of water.
8 liters
right?
is a lot.
8 liters is a lot.
You'll be
But
drowning,
Yeah, 8 cups of water already.
Yeah.
Now, is that true? You know, having a coffee as part of a water intake.
Coffee and tea, interestingly, is more like a diuretic. It actually makes you pee more. So it's not part of your water intake. So water is technically water. I mean, you can put soups in and all that, but if we are talking about water, usually I aim for about 2 liters. For those who have no kidney problems, who are very well, I think 2 liters of water is a good thing to
so
aim.
you still need your plain water, right? And not your carbonated drinks or your coffee
So you
tea.
know you can have sparkling water.
Yes.
Sparkling or non-sparkling water is water. It's fine. Okay. And then nowadays got the machine where you can
The soda thing. Yes,
and that's fine because it's just water with bubbles, and some people just like that bubbly feeling when they drink. That's fine. Okay. But if you're talking about canned drinks like Coca-Cola, of course it's a different thing because there's sugar in it and high fructose corn syrup and additives and all that, which is generally not good for you. So when we talk about foods, it's actually eating whole foods. So what's a whole food? A chicken is a chicken. Correct?
Yes.
A broccoli is a broccoli. But the moment you buy a packet of chips, that chips has a lot of chemicals and preservatives, and that's what you want to avoid. So the potatoes, you can slice yourself and fry yourself. It's a whole food. Do you know what I mean? But anything comes out from a can, for example, in order to preserve it, there are chemicals and all that. So that's not so good for you.
So on that aspect, I'm going to go to the last myth before we move on, right? Because there's so many myths I want to ask Dr. Caron. One last myth I ask. When we eat out, there are always a lot of MSG, right? And compared to home cooked food and all, right? And you know, the older generation say you shouldn't be eating out, there's too much MSG, they are not good for you, right? So the question here is it true?
It is, because too much salt is also bad for you, okay? And something I learned very recently is when we have so much salt, when we pee, we're actually losing calcium. So it's not good for your bones too.
Right.
So that's something I learned recently. But I think salt and high blood pressure is not a good thing. I understand most people don't really cook a lot nowadays and eat out a lot.
Yes.
Okay, I think we should encourage each other to prepare our own food more, because you know what goes into it. But nowadays there are food that you can cater in that is so-called more balanced for you.
Right.
You know, so it's a, in the end, ultimately we go back to what do you want to achieve lah. If you are doing changes just because your doctor tells you, then that's not the way to do it.
Yep.
Because number one, you will only do it for a short while and then you will
There's no motivation.
Exactly.
And all.
So it really is your goal, right? What do you want out of this? You know, when you see your doctor, you cannot be, just check only lah. Okay, if you check and everything is okay, that's good.
Yes.
Then you can continue the way you are.
Yeah.
But remember, age is also something we cannot run away from.
Yes.
And as we age, everything increases with risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for women, when they're going through menopause and all that, it's a totally different time for women.
Right.
Yeah, compared to when they were much younger at 20 and 30. So again, I think it really boils down to what you want out of seeing your doctor, right? What is the whole purpose of this?
Understood.
If it's just screening, so screening is you are well and you want to know how well you are. And the blood test, the biomarkers, the imaging you do gives you a snapshot of your body at that point of time.
Yes.
Good or bad, or what changes you need to
make. And it will
make.
changes with time passes
That's right.
by.
So I think testing, it should be done regularly. It should. I do one now, and then 10 years later, I do another one.
So what is regularly?
At least a year. At least once a year.
So there you go, right? At least once a year, you do your own health checkup. Check out for those tests, right? You need it. This, no matter how old or how young you are. Yeah. So for that, Dr. Caron, I am now very curious on the next thing, right? Is based on what you have, what are the current trends do you see in the younger ones that is happening? Because for a period, we do see people having heart diseases. We see people having high cholesterol. Then there was another season, right? Probably still happening, I'm unsure, that people are having diabetes, right? What are the current
so the current health concerns is obesity and diabetes. And in that realm comes, of course, heart disease and all that. The other thing is, I think, cancer. We do see a lot of patients younger now with cancer. Whether that is an environmental thing or just most cancers are random. So they just happen. I think the main concern government has now is obesity and diabetes. Yeah.
So I think that's been something that's on. We look at the younger ones, they're getting fatter and all, right? Because they're sitting down there playing with their phones, right? So I want to go back to cancer on aspect, right? You did mention that you're seeing patients that are younger and younger on cancer. May I dare ask, how young have you seen?
There is late 20s also have.
Wow.
Yeah, late 20s.
Wow. How do you?
Not common.
But how do you deal with such thing? Because it's life-changing, isn't it?
It is. So we always say that patients with cancer, they are willing to do anything to change.
Yes, because they want to get better, right?
That's right. And it is, nobody wants to hear they have cancer, right? So I think important is screen early. Don't wait. And then of course, if there's anything that is unusual, like pain that doesn't go away, or weight loss that's like, why am I losing weight? Or any abnormal bleeding that's out of the ordinary, you should go and see your doctor. Yeah.
Right.
But not everything's cancer, yeah.
Yes, definitely. So who should look for you?
Who should look for me? Anybody. Anybody who wants to sit down with somebody and figure out their health, figure out if they need to change. Yeah, I mean, even if you just want to have a conversation of, hey, at this stage, do I need to do more? They can. I'm happy to have that conversation with them.
Right.
Yeah. So I have also patients who do blood tests like externally. Then they come to me and they're like, can you have a look? What else can I do? What else can I do? How can I optimize it? Am I at risk at this?
Yeah. So I think for you to go to Curie, right, there must be a whole set of resources on your hand. And you did mention throughout our whole conversation just now that, you have nutritionists, you have genetics, what's that called? Counselors, right?
Yeah.
Right. What else do you have at your disposal in terms of such resources?
Okay, so I work with nutritionists. I work with health coaches. I'm trying to get exercise physiologists to come on board.
Wow.
Okay, but difficult at the moment. Then, of course...
Before you go, difficult because?
It's difficult to get somebody to join, right? I mean, I do have external vendors that I can use.
So anyone who is keen to join in, right there you go, an opportunity. But what else?
So then genetic counselors, very important because we are part of Curie Genetics, obviously.
Yes.
that's about it, really. Then I have, of course, my nursing and my admin team.
Yeah, so I understand that, Curie, the patient health, patient care of the kids are all fantastic and are quite up to standards, right? Are you able to share some stories of how good of some of these patient cares are at Curie itself?
So, for example, there was a patient with cancer, because my Curie Genetics is part of Curie Oncology.
Yeah.
So oncology is the cancer part. So this patient had cancer, and she tested positive for a common cancer gene, BRCA1, or BRCA2 actually. So Angelina Jolie had BRCA1. Do you know Angelina Jolie?
I know Angelina
about her
Jolie, but I don't know
story,
what
right?
is
Okay,
BRCA1 and 2.
so basically, there are different genes that you carry that increase your risk of cancer of breast, ovarian cancer, pancreatic cancer if it has in your family, and then for men there's prostate cancer.
Right.
Okay. So with her being BRCA2, her daughter who has no cancer and who's generally well also tested positive. Okay. So basically, then we are in surveillance mode.
Right.
Okay. So things like she needs to get breast screening done, she needs to get abdominal imaging done. And I guess to the point that in the treatment or in the preventive guidelines, even things like removing your breast completely.
Right.
Okay, and even removing your ovaries and fallopian tubes completely. Okay, it's actually a treatment protocol for prevention of cancer. Okay, so that's life-changing. Correct?
Yes.
For the woman who is well, she has no cancer.
Yeah.
But we're preventing her from getting cancer. So it's about giving options to the patient so that they know this is what they should do. And then if she's completed her family, for example, and she does not need her ovaries in that sense, then she can actually go and remove her ovaries and her fallopian tubes.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So that's quite extreme in a sense, right? Because if you think about, she's well.
Yeah.
And we are doing all these interventions to keep her well.
Yes.
But because her risk of cancer is 80%.
So that's why you guys are doing
very,
what you
very
guys are
high.
doing.
Yeah. So that's an extreme case. This is for cancer care. Then I have a patient who has type 2 diabetes, who was on very high doses of insulin.
Right.
Okay. So through a good plan, and eating well, and glucose guided diet changes, we managed to take him off insulin. Wow. He lost about 20 kilos. Yeah.
20 kilos. Wow, that's wow, that's remarkable.
Yeah, but that takes a lot of discipline as
It
well.
does.
And it's all his hard work. And I always find that I'm just the cheerleader, I'm the one at the back,
I know
just
what you
guiding
mean,
and supporting.
I'm trying to lose 8
8
kg myself. Not going anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, non-cancer care. Right. And then, he's not in... So diabetes remission is very interesting. It's now an upcoming thing.
I see.
Because we always think diabetes is a death. Diabetes is diabetes.
Yeah.
For life.
Yeah.
Now there is diabetes remission, which means that your blood glucose, your HbA1c is at a good level. 3 months without medicine.
Oh, wow.
So we can achieve diabetes remission.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yes. So that... one is cancer, one is the metabolic health.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are like 2 cases that I can think of.
Yeah, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen, right? If you are wondering what they can do for you, right? These are very, very direct cases, right? That what Dr. Caron and her team, right, is able to do for you. So now we talk about, what you can do and all. Let's talk about the future, right? What are the medical advances that are you looking at in your field?
So I think the genetic testing landscape is always evolving. Okay, so Curie Genetics, we are the only private clinic that has genetic counselors. And so I rely on my genetic counseling team to keep me up to date on all the latest data. So for example, if a patient's report comes back as VUS, now we have databases that we can go on to confirm that it is a VUS and not pathogenic.
So just to confirm, what is VUS again?
Variant of uncertainty
so
that comes out in the report.
Yeah. Okay.
So definitely AI, deep learning, is a huge thing. And in the medical field, it has really helped to support a lot of the data integration.
Right.
Okay, and AI is everywhere.
Yes.
Right? You type in something on your
It'll pop
computer and it
out.
gives you,
Yeah,
and it's
a
pretty
prompt.
accurate.
Yes, it is.
It's pretty accurate. So, some patients will come and say, I read about this. Is it true? I think nowadays the data is quite strong on AI. Yeah, and that helps prep patients as well, like what to expect. But still, I would say talk to the doctor.
Right.
Yeah, because there's still a lot of myths out there
Yes, definitely.
that could be
Yeah,
harmful to you. Yeah, and then what else is future? Longevity medicine is up and coming. There's still a lot of research coming out on medications and even supplements, for example, that can support cellular health.
Interesting.
Yeah, and even improve cellular health. Unfortunately, a lot of the supplements are still in phases where they're only testing it on mice and yeast cells, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do research on humans.
Yet. Yeah.
But there is ongoing research. So like the NUS has a longevity institute.
Interesting.
Yeah, they do a lot of research on that. I find it very fascinating, longevity medicine, but still a lot of research up and coming. And then, of course, the movement together with the government, Healthy SG, to improve patient health,
lifestyle,
and prevention. So start young, start early, correct, and keep well.
There you go, right? Start young, start early, right? Advice from Dr. Caron, right? So last two questions here, right? What is your vision, right, on this field for you in the future?
So I think what would be ideal, okay, whether it happens or not, is that there's a center that you go to, and in that center, I think maybe in the US, they probably have it already, where you go in and you are measured from head to toe.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And with all this data, we personalize a plan for you. Okay. Head to toe means even genetic testing.
Everything, one stop center.
Yeah. Even things like biological age testing when the data is much stronger to support that kind of testing. And, then we have your map, your health map, your body map, your cell map.
Yes.
And then we improve it. Okay.
That's where you are looking at, isn't it? That's why we are embarking on.
Not just that. It cannot be a center where you go and you go in and come out.
Yes.
We will see you in 6 months or a year to track.
Right.
Because health changes as you go along, right? And of course, following guidelines, your cancer testing needs to be done maybe every year, every 5 years for HPV, every 10 years for colonoscopy. You do need somebody to coordinate your healthcare for you. Yeah. So, Curie Genetics, I'm there to even just come up with a plan. I might not see you for another 2 years, but there's a plan.
I think that's very awesome to hear. I think that's where the future of medical advancement really, really comes from people like you, right, who had that ideal, right? So before we end, right, the whole show, right, maybe Dr. Caron, put your focus over here to this camera here.
Okay.
Right. Any last words, last tips to our audience out there?
I really want to empower everybody to take charge of your health. Just have a conversation with a doctor that you're comfortable with about your health now and how you can improve your health or how you can stay healthy. It all starts with a conversation. I think very important is how we eat, how we sleep, how we move, how we manage stress, and our social interactions. So those are the 5 takeaways. Sleep well, eat well, exercise, stress relief, and social interactions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Caron. Yeah. And that wraps up our conversation with Dr. Caron from the Curie Group. So, from decoding our genes to empowering us with preventive insights, she has shown us that the future of healthcare is not just reactive. It is actually proactive, personal, and powerful. So if this episode got you thinking about your own health journey or has sparked an interest in genetic testing, don't wait. Because knowledge could be your strongest tool. So Dr. Caron, we do appreciate all the work that you do and look forward to seeing the continuous impact of your work at Curie Group. Once again, thank you for being in our show. To our audience out there, remember, every day is a chance to turn knowledge into action and curiosity into healing. Until next time, keep questioning, keep healthy. Hi guys, thank you for listening. If you like what you have just heard, follow us for more content like this.